Welcome back, everyone. The 2025 MLB season is finally here. Opening day at Dodger Stadium is tomorrow. The World Series ring ceremony is this Friday. And as an added bonus, Apple TV just dropped the Dodgers World Series documentary. It's an exciting time to be a Dodgers fan. Kind of feels like the start of a golden era for the franchise. There's a lot to look forward to this season. So in this video, I'll be breaking down the offseason moves, go over the roster, the pitching rotation, discuss the team's strengths and weaknesses, if there are any, and share some of my season projections. Now, before we get into it, please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps the channel a lot and keeps us growing. This is Back on 88. Let's go Dodgers. Before we get into this season, let's rewind for a sec. The 2024 season was legendary. Ohtani made his Dodgers debut and casually became the first player in MLB history to hit 50 homers and steal 50 bases. The Dodgers finished with a 98-64 record, best in the majors, first in the NL West. In the playoffs, they took down the Padres in 5, handled the Mets in 6, and then, because baseball poetry exists, beat the Yankees in 5 to claim their 8th World Series title. An incredible season, and the best part, the team finally got their parade. I was lucky enough to be there. Let me tell you, it was a party in the city. So after all that, what did Andrew Friedman do this offseason? He became a god amongst men. He stayed super aggressive and added even more talent to an already stacked roster. But before we get into the additions, let's talk about the departures. Dodgers said goodbye to Gavin Lux, Joe Kelly, Jack Flaherty, and Daniel Hudson. But the biggest loss of them all, Walker Buehler. After 7 years with the Dodgers, Buehler signed with the Red Sox. It wasn't shocking. He had a rough regular season, but in the World Series, he came up clutch. 5 shutout innings in Game 3 versus the Yankees. Then 2 days later, he got the final 3 outs to win it all.
The Dodgers a strike away from a championship, from a proper celebration. Start the party, Los Angeles! Your Dodgers have won the World Series!
I'll never forget that moment. Seeing him at the parade with Kershaw was the full redemption arc. He even wore the Hershiser jersey. I hope he gets the tribute video and a standing ovation when he returns to Dodger Stadium. It's always tough seeing one of our homegrown guys go, but with that said, wish him the best of luck in Boston. Now let's shift our focus to the newest additions of this team. Blake Snell, 2-time Cy Young winner, 5 years, $182 million. Tanner Scott, closer, 4 years, $72 million. Roki Sasaki, 23-year-old phenom, joins Japan teammates Shohei and Yamamoto. Extensions were given to Tommy Edman, Blake Trinan, Teoscar Hernandez, Clayton Kershaw, and some new faces, Michael Conforto, Kirby Yates, and Hee-Sung Kim. And for the grand finale, the Dodgers brought back Ike. He announced it to his Instagram right before the Super Bowl. He had his social media buzzing like we won another championship. In total, the Dodgers spent over $450 million this offseason. Naturally, the haters are coming out. MLB fans are calling them the new evil empire. Some people saying it's bad for the sport, when in reality, the Dodger organization just invests money back into their product better than anyone. And to that, Andrew Friedman says, get your money up. Now let's take a look at the Dodgers' projected lineup. Shohei Ohtani is back leading off at DH. Mookie's being moved to shortstop. Freddie at first. Teoscar Hernandez in right. Muncy stays at third. Will Smith is back at catcher. Michael Conforto in left field. Tommy Edman at second base. And Nandy Pages gets a shot in center field. It's an absolute monster lineup. 3 MVPs. Future Hall of Famers, multiple All-Stars. I mean, top to bottom, these guys can hit. Conforto, I think, could be the breakout guy. He had 20 homers in San Francisco last season, and that was at Oracle Park. Moving to Dodger Stadium, that could turn into 25 homers, 75 RBIs. I think if he stays healthy, he adds a great lefty to the lineup. He's a career .838 OPS against right-handed hitters. I could see him going back to the All-Star form from 2017. Another storyline to follow is Mookie switched to shortstop. That's one of the biggest question marks going into the season. Last year, he had 9 errors in 65 games. However, if you watch any of the footage, you'll see that most of those were throwing errors. To help address the issue, Mookie spent the offseason working with Colorado Rocky Troy Tulowitzki. In a recent interview, he said his goal this season was to win Gold Glove at shortstop. With an entire offseason to prepare for the position, I think he'll be ready. He has the repetitions. And at the end of the day, He's a 6-time Gold Glove winner. I mean, he's still one of the best and most skilled athletic players in all of baseball, and all the Dodgers need from him to be is league average defensively. There aren't a lot of elite bats at second base or shortstop around the league, so putting Mookie there makes our lineup that much more flexible. Now let's talk about the arms. Most teams are happy with 3 solid top 3 guys. The Dodgers, they have 5 guys with Cy Young level stuff. The rotation features Blake Snell, Yamamoto, Glasnow, Sasaki, Dustin May, Kershaw, Tony Gonsolin, Bobby Miller, and let's not forget Shohei Ohtani. I mean, this rotation is stacked top to bottom. If they stay healthy, I think it's like lights out. Arguably the most talented rotation in all of baseball. And keep in mind, they won a World Series last year with all but one of those guys. Last year, they used 19 different starting pitchers, which was an MLB record for a champion. Yamamoto is the guy everyone predicts is going to be making the huge jump. He had an up and down season last year, but absolutely shoved in the playoffs. In the last 3 playoff starts, he went 2-0 with a 1.72 ERA. If the Tokyo game is any indication of what's to come, he already looks a lot more confident from last year. And with a year under his belt, I think he's going to be a legit Cy Young contender. I mean, with all this depth, the Dodgers are expected to roll with a 6-man rotation to keep arms fresh, and it's possible that none of the starters throw more than 150 innings. And Kershaw and Ohtani probably won't be pitching until June, and some fans think Ohtani shouldn't even be pitching at all. It increases his injury risk, and honestly, Dodgers don't even need him to pitch. But if he does, he for sure isn't stealing any bases, as many bases as he did last year. But let's be real, he was paid to be both, do both. He's the unicorn. You want to see the game where he hits a homer and throws it for no hitter. Now, if you thought the starting pitchers were deep, the bullpen might be deeper. The Dogs are back, returning Trinan, Vesia, Banda. I know the ladies are happy about that one. Kasparius, Kopech, Evan Phillips, and Bazooka Gratterall. New additions, Kirby Yates and Tanner Scott. With these additions, the Dodgers have 3 guys who could probably close for half the league. With the Padres, Tanner Scott was elite in the playoffs against the Dodgers. He had 3 innings pitched, 0 earned runs, 5 strikeouts. They called him Ohtani's kryptonite. Now he's on our side. I mean, if you can't beat us, might as well join us. He signed the 5th largest free agent contract ever by a relief pitcher. Kind of surprising since Freeman usually doesn't pay that much for relievers, but we'll take it. He throws a 4-seamer that averages 97 miles per hour, the 5th highest mark among left-handed pitchers. And they added Kirby Yates, an absolute stud these past 4 years. He posted a 1.16 ERA last season in 66 innings, 33 saves and 34 chances. Filthy splitter, just a cherry on top.
You just can't say enough about it. That's baseball. Right. But nor is any
Currently, Vegas has the Dodgers as an overwhelming favorite to win the World Series. I mean, it makes sense. The roster is even better than last year. The key for them this year, I think, is staying healthy. And that's a priority. The Dodgers have one of the oldest rosters in the majors. A lot of their core players are in their 30s, so their window is now. I mean, some of these guys have about 3 years left in their primes. But as I said earlier, the Dodgers are entering their golden era. The next 5 years of Dodger baseball is going to be special. The fans just really have to cherish these times and not take any of it for granted. The roster is filled with stand-up players, coaches, top to bottom. I mean, there's not one guy on this roster who thinks they're above the team. Team chemistry looks like an all-time high. I don't know if any of you saw those photos from Japan. I mean, it looks like they're having fun. They're easy to root for. I mean, I think that just speaks to the culture of the organization, the guys in the locker room. Andrew Friedman has built a sustainable winner, and we haven't even gotten to the farm system. We have so many guys coming up in the next few years, and many people say that we have the strongest farm system in the sport. I still expect the Diamondbacks and the Padres to put up a fight in the NL West. It's going to be competitive, but the Dodgers should win the division again. I mean, there's some chatter about breaking the Mariners' 116-win record. The talent is there, maybe, but I think the goal isn't win totals. It's another ring. We saw how that worked out when we went for 111 not too long ago. I mean, no team has won back-to-back World Series since the 2000 Yankees. But in the end, I think the Dodgers pull it off again. So that's my 2025 season preview. Let me know what you think. Is Roki a Rookie of the Year candidate? Is Shohei going to win another MVP? Can Mookie handle short? Which pitcher gets the Cy Young votes? Drop your takes in the comments. If you made it this far, thank you for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This is Back on 88. See you all next time.